So, what if
Oh, so
every single person in the United States with a court order, be it civil or criminal, if every single person refused to show up and or follow court orders, what do you think would happen?
that would be pure chaos.
Well, the courts ordered the melon felon and the apartheid king, that's apartheid King Musk, to pause the freeze on federal spending.
Oh, wait, courts are a major part of our checks and balances.
Yeah.
And that would be great because the system is working, right?
Hmm. Except that they're just deciding to not follow court orders and have basically said, you ain't the boss of me, or what you gonna do about it?
Damn, that's gangster.
Yeah, that is gangster and not in a good way. Not in a good way. Black folks, our rights are only protected in the courts, right? They're only protected if people who are supposed to be law abiding actually follow court orders as American citizens. Like, that's our only protection.
But if the federal government ignores court orders, then we're not safe at all.
No, 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 we're not. We're not. So, y'all, it's time to start decluttering your home. Don't let your stuff keep you stuck in the United States, right? And at least spend less money now, because you might find that you've got two of a lot of things. If it's anything like
Yeah.
this house that I'm sitting in right now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And you want to be able to get out of Dodge faster if that's what you decide to do.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know, we made the decision to move out of the country in December of 2021.
Yeah, and although, I mean, sweetheart, we lived in that house for over 20 years and we accumulated a lot of crap, right? But we were gone. We were gone, y'all, in less than 6 months. In less than 6 months, we were gone. So we're going to talk about that and a lot more. But first, we're going to introduce ourselves. I am now in Los Angeles, California, where my husband is at home in Portugal. Hi, sweetie.
I mean,
I had to come back to the States on a family emergency. So my name's Halisi.
and I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia. Even though
On
we're
our channel,
thousands of miles apart,
thousands of miles away from each other. On our channel, we talk about money, we talk about travel and retiring abroad. We help folks who look like us, who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan, get their money straight so that they know. So that they know, help to get their money straight, so that they can retire on time or maybe even early,
early is a good thing.
and maybe even
Better.
abroad. And
Abroad
maybe
is
even
even
abroad,
better.
right? All right, sweetheart. So, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to tell you or talk about with you how to pack your home for overseas move without losing your damn mind. Because you
Okay.
will lose your mind, you
Okay.
know.
So, this question came to us by a subscriber. This is Thursday, right? And it's time for our Thursday shorts. We answer specific questions from you. So, if you have a question that you want us to answer, send us an email, hello@ourblackutopia.com, a specific question, and we will consider answering it on a Thursday short. So, tell us about the agenda, sweetheart.
But first, we'll give you a clear steps to quickly declutter your home and pack your house to get out of Dodge. Not Doge, Dodge.
You're kind of cutting in and out. So hopefully your earphones are not picking up the mic because you're cutting in and out. Then we will give you some, or maybe it's on my side. Then we'll give you some more pro tips of what you need to think about for your move abroad. But first, if you're new to our channel, then you might not know. Back in 2018, Rick and I looked at our money and it looked crazy.
Crazy.
But we got our financial act together and we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth. And If any of that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe. We know that 50% of the folks who are watching us are not subscribed to our channel. Hit that notification bell twice so that you know every single time that we go live, and smash that like button if you like this content. We are trying to get to 100,000, y'all. We're trying to get to 100,000. I'm not gonna lie. We want that plaque. Do we want that plaque? We want that plaque.
We want to play.
We want that plaque. We know that it is just, it has nothing to do with anything that's really important in life, but we want that plaque. All right. So number one, we're going to start
Number
with
one,
decluttering. And so, sweetheart, what is number one?
set clear goals. You have to have clear goals. Decide what you want to achieve. And, we must be ready to pack to leave within 3 months.
So for
So,
example, that's an example. Ready to move in 3 months, ready to pack and leave in 3 months, right? That's an example of a clear goal. Because if you don't have a clear goal, then you can't measure whether you are
mhm.
meeting whatever expectations you have. And so for us, we had 4 months to get our stuff together, because then I had to take my dad to California from Colorado, right, to get him situated before we could leave the country. So we had less time and more stuff to do within that compact amount of time. Now, number two. So number one is set clear goals. Number two, declutter by category, not room, not by
Mhm.
room, by room, by room. And this is the reason why. If we as Americans were the type of people to only keep what belongs in that room, then that would be different. But how many of you who own a home or have a living space with an extra bedroom have their clothes in that spare bedroom as well? Hello? How many people have Christmas serving dishes and Thanksgiving serving dishes and this and that and the other in a box in the garage or in the shed, right? So you want to tackle one type of item at a time. And I would start with easy items. Begin with non-sentimental things like expired products, duplicate items, old
Mhm.
paperwork, right? Stuff like that that you don't have an emotional attachment to. And say it's first, let's deal with all old paperwork, because we keep stuff for 7 years because in case we get audited by the IRS or et cetera, right? Why is there 10 years worth of stuff there, right? Why is there 10, 12 years worth of stuff? Get rid of that old paperwork and just go ahead and call a shredder. Like it
Yeah.
probably would be less expensive for you to call a shredder to come to your home, right, sweetheart? That's what we found.
Yes. Yes.
Than to take it to someplace to get shredded, which is a pain in the butt. I mean, we got a whole trash bin, a big trash bin, plus a couple of boxes shredded for one price. And I want to say it wasn't any more than 120. And he was so nice that he let our neighbors come and shred some of their stuff too.
Yeah.
But yeah, start by category. Then once you've got like all of the old paperwork, then maybe you tackle, all of the knickknacks. I never really was a knickknack person, but the house, I'm in my aunt's house right now, y'all. There's so many knickknacks up in this place collecting dust.
Yeah. And what do you do with knickknacks?
What do you do
Normally,
with
you
that
give
stuff?
them
Don't nobody,
away.
don't nobody
You give
want
them
that stuff.
away, but
Don't
nobody
nobody
wants
want
it.
them. Don't nobody want that stuff.
Ain't
Don't
nobody
nobody.
got no attachment to it but you.
Mm-mm,
Period.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
And then, going thinking back when we moved your father from LA to Denver with us, we found his mother's old paycheck statements. Remember? When she worked at, I forget where it was. But I mean, come on, y'all. We get so attached well, half the stuff we forget we got because we don't use it on a daily basis or a yearly basis. It's just there.
Right, right, right. And I mean, and some of those stuff, it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And we'll talk about the paper items that you might want to keep. So, all right, sweetheart. Number three.
Number three, use the 4 box method. Label boxes. Keep, donate and sell, trash, and trash and storage.
Now, when deciding what to store, y'all, choose non-replaceable items, keepsakes and stuff like that. Minimize it down to one Tupperware, right? One container that you probably could keep at a family member's house in their garage or a storage or a shed or something like that. Okay. What we don't want to do is pay one, two, three, $400 a month for a storage unit.
Yeah.
So you have a box, keep, donate, sell. So when you're going through your knickknacks, which ones, which two, three, four, five, or six out of the 100 are you going to keep? Which ones are you going to donate or sell? Maybe you try to do a garage sale first, and whatever doesn't sell at the garage sale, then you donate it. And then which ones are just like, okay, why am I keeping this? It's got 3,000 cracks in it, and why am I keeping this? Right.
Mm.
And then store. So number one, set clear goals. Number two, declutter by category, not room. Number three, use the 4 box method. Number four, follow the 1 year rule. And I'll just add on to that. So if you haven't used it in a year, let it go. Let it go. All right. If it's something that is to be used and not just a knickknack, let it go. And I
Let it
say,
go.
right, for Rick and I, what we did was we kept only our favorite shoes, our favorite clothes, our favorite dress clothes, our favorite casual clothes, our favorite jackets, etc. Just our favorites. Everything that was like you wear it when everything else is dirty, all that stuff went away. That stuff got given away. So that's the 1 year rule. Number five.
Number five is use the KonMari.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, you have.
Uh,
That's the tidy up queen, the art of
oh,
tidying up.
okay. Got you.
Yeah,
Use the KonMari method. Yes. Does it spark joy? Okay, yeah, makes sense. And if not, discard it. Get rid of it.
exactly. So you're going to follow the 1 year rule. And then you're going to say, does this item, especially when it comes to knickknacks and so-called sentimental items, does this bring me joy? And how Rick and I looked at it is this one of my favorites? Is this one of my all-time favorites? Especially if you're moving to a place, or you don't know where you're moving, right? You're just getting prepared just in case the fit hits the sham. I think the fit is already hitting the sham the way I see it. What they are doing in DC and how they are 100% ignoring court orders. They are basically diminishing the role of the judicial system, which is the third part of government, right? Like that's supposed to be the checks and balance. You've got the executive branch, you've got the judicial, and then you've got the legislative. And like, how do you just tell a judge, yeah, that's nice, but we're gonna do this over here? Because we know if it were Obama, that would not, there's no way that he would be getting away with this stuff. So I think the fit has already hit the sham. But if you are just still packing if you are still in the let's wait and see phase, the least that you can do is start to declutter your home. If you're like the average American, if you're like Rick and myself, you got a lot of crap. You got a lot of crap, and you got a lot of just in case, right? So number five is, does this spark joy? Use the KonMari method. Does this spark joy, or is this my favorite? Number six, digitize documents and photos. And that's one of the reasons why I extended my time here in California, because a lot of our keepsakes came to my aunt's house. And I'm hoping that I can find them in all of this stuff and digitize them, put them in the cloud, right? And then that way, as opposed to having a book that you only get to see when you go to grandma's house, if you put it in the cloud, other people can print it and bind their own books, other family members, and other family members can have access to those digital photos in general. And so to me, it's better to have all of those photos, those old photos and everything else digitized. And all you need is a regular home scanner. You put them on the regular home scanner that you can get for under $100 and save them to the cloud. Number
And
7.
some
Go
things I
ahead.
would think too, just going back,
Mm-hmm.
some things I would think too, marriage licenses, birth certificates, things that you, if you still have hold of, I mean, a lot of us don't have that stuff. But sometimes you might go somewhere, be somewhere where you might need the actual copy of it. And it's just good to have that, with you. It's a sheet of paper and you can store it very, very easily and have it on your person, just like your passport. But
Yeah.
things like that, yeah, I would say,
Yep. Birth
digitize
certificates,
it,
marriage
but keep
licenses,
yeah, digitize it,
copies
but
of
also
passports.
keep the originals.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Definitely. And we did that as well as all right, folks. I'm sitting here in a situation where this stuff didn't happen in advance. Powers of attorney. Rick and I have powers of attorney for each other, and that also is digitized in the cloud. Just in case, the plane drops out of the sky and both of us are gone, kids have access to what's in the cloud, right? Um, all of our estate paperwork, our powers of attorney from my parents, all of that stuff has been digitized and put in the cloud, right? All right. So, number 1, set clear goals. Number 2, declutter by category, not room. Use the 4 box method: keep, donate, sell, trash, and store. Follow the 1 year rule. Use the KonMari method. Does it spark joy? Digitize documents and photos and other paper keepsakes. Number 7, limit
Limit,
just in case items.
just in case, yes.
Go
Avoid
ahead,
keeping
sweetheart.
things for hypothetical future needs.
Oh, we're so good at that. We are so good at that. We are so good at that. Just in case, right?
Just think,
You
yeah,
sh-
I think if it, will it fit?
but what
I'll
if,
just hold on to it. I can get it taken out or brought in.
right?
I might need to wear that.
Exactly. Exactly. And see, when we moved to Portugal, we went from a 4 bedroom, 4 bath house to a well, basically 2 bedrooms and an office and 1 bathroom house, right? And so and we're in the historic district, which means we don't have built-in closets. We have wardrobes, which means only 10% of our stuff, clothing wise, could come with us. So that's number 1. Number 2, it was a furnished apartment. And so, other than artwork, there was really nothing else to bring. But the other mistake that people make with the just in case items is when you are searching for your new home, don't pay for too much space. It does not make sense, right? To pay for extra space just in case. Now,
Mm.
having one extra bedroom, is one thing. Um, Having 2 or 3 extra bedrooms, or I need my craft room, my this room, and my that room, might not make sense for your future life, especially with political times being as they are and the geopolitical landscape. You might want to save as much money as you can, as opposed to spending money thinking that things are going to continue as they always have been in there, and I can't see that that's going to be the case. Not in today's America. I just can't see that that's going to be the case. Number 8,
Sell or donate quickly. So
get that stuff out of
let me
there.
give you guys a quick hint on something that I ran into with Goodwill. If you got a lot of books, especially like school type books, like algebra and trigonometry books and stuff like that, you might want to check and see if they want that kind of stuff, because you don't want to get turned away, and they will turn you away saying, "Yeah, we don't need it."
They
Or if
might
you
even
have
turn you away with furniture.
furniture, old computers. Mm. So, just make sure that Whatever you got to give is not too old because some stuff might need to be discarded and let go that way.
Yep. Yep. All right. Declutter daily. Daily. All right. Even if you spend only 15 to 30 minutes per day, decide that that is the habit that you're going to do. If you can spend more time, spend more time. Um, but at least spend 15 to 30 minutes a day, and you can divide that out by how quickly you want to, if you're already planning to leave, how quickly you want to leave. If you want to be ready to leave by a certain date but you're not sure you're going to, but you want to get this down to, just what you need, then maybe it's more than 15 minutes a day. Maybe it's more like 45 minutes a day. You can do the math on that, but decide to do it daily so that it doesn't seem like that much of a chore. Number 10.
Number 10 is use a countdown box. Put questionable items in a box. If you don't use them in 30 days, let them go.
Let them go. Let them go. That's the one. That's the stuff that you can't make up your mind about. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, getting rid of 20 years worth of stuff was difficult. It was difficult. And I felt some kind of way about giving up things, especially my just in case things. But if you take too much baggage with you, figuratively and literally, you're going to be weighed down. You're going to be weighed down, right? So, number 11 is get a second opinion. Ask a friend or family member to help you make those tough decisions if that's what you need. Like Rick and I was really good in helping him make decisions about his crap, and he was really good about
Wait,
helping
wait,
me
wait,
make
wait, wait,
decisions
wait,
on my
wait. My
crap.
crap. I didn't have crap. I had good stuff. It meant a lot to me. All those suits and shoes.
Them cheap
And
ass suits, and the
them
beer
wasn't
stein
cheap.
from yeah, they were the beer
Anheuser-Busch.
stein.
That was a collectibles. Those were collectibles.
Ugly ass German looking crap.
Hey, now be easy.
Like I said, I was good for keeping him reasonable about his crap, and he was good about keeping me reasonable about my crap.
Yeah, you don't
So
want to drag stuff around, and you will end up dragging stuff all. It depending on where you go, you will end up having stuff dragging stuff all around the world if
yeah,
you
this
let
isn't
yourself.
this right. This is not like moving abroad is not like moving uh to the next town, right? Oh, you move from LA to Culver City, right? Or you move from Denver to Aurora, or you move from Manhattan to the Bronx. Like that's not this move, right? Because you're not going to be taking food and stuff with you. So it is a different way of thinking about things. And like we said, a lot of times you're going to go into a smaller space. So number 12, sweetheart.
Pack what you take in a suitcase. You know, imagine you're moving with only one suitcase, just one, and that helps you prioritize essentials.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And this is kind of gets back to our favorites rule. We when we moved to Portugal, um, it's not like we had one suitcase. We were not that good. We were not that good. But I think we both had whatever we could take on the plane without paying extra money. And so that's something that you will need to think about, and we'll get to that in a minute. And then we shipped 7 bags, seven
Yes,
like big army
duffel
style duffel
bag,
bags.
mhm.
So
Deployment
in
bags. Yeah,
total, deployment bags, right? Like so in total, we came with 9 suitcases worth of stuff. And to be honest, we still had some things in the shed, not a lot, but artwork, some really formal clothing, and that's about it. Is what we left
yeah.
in the shed in our house
Little
in
corner in the
Yonkers.
shed. Yeah.
A corner of the shed, yeah, exactly. And because the rest of the stuff is like for the house. Um, so, oh, That's my young cousin walking in the back. Crap. Excuse me. Oh, shoot. I could have taken a coffee. All right. So, number 13, schedule a pickup for donations. Arrange for charities to collect unwanted items to save time. Anytime somebody will come pick something up, let them and schedule time to make that happen. And then lastly, number 14,
Set a deadline. Give yourself a specific time frame to complete decluttering before packing.
exactly. Exactly. All right. So we'll just go over them really fast, right quick. Set clear goals. That means something that is measurable, y'all. If it's not measurable, you cannot manage it. Declutter by category, not room. Number 3, use the 4-box method. Number 4, follow the 1-year rule. Number 5, consider using the KonMari method. Number 6, digitize documents and photos. Number 7, limit just in case items. Number 8, sell or donate quickly. Number 9, declutter daily. Use a countdown box. Put questionable items in there that you can't make up your mind about and give yourself 30 days to get rid of it or keep it, right? Get a second opinion. Sometimes you need somebody else to help. Pack what you take in a suitcase. And so once you have gotten rid of all of the extraneous paperwork, pack the paperwork, and the paperwork's done. That's left over. That's done, right? Schedule a pickup for donations. So let them pick up as often as possible to free up your time. And then, of course, set a clear deadline, which is sort of like setting a goal. Now, if you are choosing to move abroad, the first thing is, and this helped us tremendously, use space-saving techniques. So one of the first things that we did was we bought vacuum bags
Mhm.
we bought them from Amazon, y'all. We bought them from Amazon. And now the weight is the weight, but if we could take, because we were taking linens, comforters, and things like that, if we could take that and shrink them down so that more stuff fit, especially bulky items, sweaters, coats, and things like that, um, get those vacuum bags and put them in there and suck that suck that air out and make them flat. The other packing technique is to roll clothes. Roll them like a sausage. So you can actually fit more clothing in if you do that. Okay, so I don't know why we have that twice. Number 3, or number
Pack
2,
an
which is number
essential.
3, sweetheart.
I'm sorry.
I said we had number 1 twice, so
Oh,
I
you're
just want
moving
to.
it up. I see. I see. Pack an essentials bag. Include toiletries, chargers, change of clothes, and important items you'll need immediately upon arrival wherever you're going.
Exactly. So, like I said, we traveled with the maximum amount we could bring on the plane without paying extra. So that included um, sheets for the bed, and I was thinking of it in Spanish, pillowcases, pillowcases. Um, of course, our toiletries and things like that. Towels so that you can take a shower and all of that. Maybe your robe and stuff like that, pajamas, all the things that you need for a couple of days. The way we shipped our stuff and how we shipped our stuff is in the description below, or it will be. You're watching live. It's probably not in there right now, but I will put it in there right after we get off. If you're watching from the future, hey, hope the future's great. Um, so yeah, we
Oh,
shipped our stuff and it got there like 2 days after us.
mhm. Also, in
So
your essentials bag, don't forget your prescriptions. Also, remember, anytime you travel abroad with prescriptions, have the actual prescription in your bag with your medications. So when you go through when you go through all the different
TSA,
things that you have to go through, TSA or
immigrations and
what is it?
customs.
Yeah,
Immigrations and
customs and stuff
customs.
like that that you have, because sometimes they might want to see exactly what it is, what it's for, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So they always say, just have it in your bag. I've never been asked with my prescriptions, but I've always carried the prescription itself in the bags.
Yep. Yep. Thank you, sweetheart. Good point. Number three, research customs regulations. Here we go. Check restrictions on what you can bring to your destination country. Also, check to see um, how much you can bring. If you are moving to another country, most countries will allow you to bring so much stuff for free, right, without paying customs. But check to see what those regulations are. Number one, you probably need to have something from the embassy slash consulate, whoever is approving your residency visa. You might have to have some kind of certificate that you give to your shipping company to say that this is a move and I am just moving my old crap to my new place, right? I'm not importing a bunch of new Levi's, for instance, that I want to sell. And so check all of that stuff as well. Number one, what you can bring into the country. Like, for instance, there's some countries in Portugal, mosquito spray is 50% DEET. And 50% DEET is against the law in some countries. So traveling with your mosquito spray that you think is going to keep you really protected could be illegal in the place that you're going. So check the restrictions on what you can bring into the country. um, I brought in into Portugal a lot of vitamins and things like that, and that was a red flag that asked them, "Wait, what is all this crap? Are you moving here?" And it's like, "Yeah, we're moving." We hadn't gotten approved yet, so we didn't have our certificate, so we actually had to pay the customs for all of the stuff that we were moving. And quite frankly, because they understood that most of it was just used clothing and things like that, I think they charged us €30 or €40. No big deal. So number four, notify your service providers. If you are planning to do this move, then don't forget all of your local subscriptions, your utilities, of course, get canceled and stuff like that. Figure out how you're going to move money. If you're moving to a place where you are not required to open up a local bank account, understand how you pay vendors there. You might need to open up a bank account and understand how you are going to transfer money and access your money in a new location. So, for instance, in Mexico, a lot of the utilities require you to pay cash. Okay, how are you going to get that cash? And a lot of the landlords may require you to pay cash as well, especially if they just own one other apartment or something like that. They may show up between the first and the fifth of the month to collect their rent. Okay, so you got to figure that all out in advance and make sure you've got that covered. Number five, sweetheart.
Consider shipping versus luggage. Compare the costs and logistics of shipping belonging belongings versus taking extra baggage. Sometimes shipping might be cheaper.
Yeah. So what we found was, and I think we made that final trip on United Airlines, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
And I think the first bag was more like $50 or something like that. But after that, it was $250 per piece of luggage. And they could only be 50 pounds, if I remember correctly. Does that sound about right, sweetheart?
Yeah, sounds about right.
So we used a shipping company and we didn't box the stuff up. Excuse me. We still put it in deployment
In
bags
the
and luggage,
deployment bags. Yeah.
and they allowed for 65 pounds, and it was like 120 pounds because the company we used was out of Britain, so it ended up being like $160 or so per bag
Mhm.
at the time.
Yeah. And they came to your house, picked it up,
Yeah,
and took it
exactly.
to the facility to have shipped. Also, on the shipping side of things, if you are moving overseas or Mexico, if you're driving, it might not be as bad because you're on land and you can drive it. But a lot of times, if you're shipping something, say like to Portugal, be be know that electronics are different. because a lot of people say, well, I got an 80-inch TV. I want to ship that, and I want to ship this, and I want to ship. It probably will get burnt out if it survives the trip over. It's probably going
Yeah,
to get burnt out because of the electricity. The plugs that we use are different unless you're going to, you know, invest in converters throughout wherever you live to run it. Currents are
yeah.
different.
Hmm. Yeah,
So we
most
always
electronics are
say,
not going to
just buy a
work.
TV here. Just get a
Yeah,
TV here, get a juicer here or whatever, unless you're going to buy a converter.
yeah. Laptops don't seem to have a problem. At least Macs don't. But other than that, I would think twice. Weigh
And
your
you can
bags.
check and see. You can check and see too if your appliance will work in
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah. That's what Google's for, y'all.
If you just have to bring them.
I might have to go get my plug, sweetheart. I'm looking at. So, number 6, weigh your bags. Avoid overweight fees. This is this
Definitely.
is this this is a pro tip because people who don't travel often forget about overweight bags. And a lot of times, like if they pitch a fit, sometimes the people say, "Oh, just go ahead," right? And they won't charge you. But let me tell you, all over the world, they charge for overweight bags. So before even heading to the
Yeah.
airport, have a luggage scale to
Get
make
you a
sure that
scale.
your stuff is not too heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Invest in a little scale. Really,
Yep.
it's worthwhile. It's
It's
worth
worth
the
its
weight
weight
in
in
gold.
gold.
Really.
Seriously. All right. Number 7.
Plan for your pets. Arrange necessary vaccinations, paperwork, and travel carriers for your little furry companions.
Yes. And some, like for Portugal, you need a pet passport. You need a pet passport, y'all. So start planning that as soon as possible so that you don't want your pet to disrupt your plans. And if you think that you're just going to carry them on the plane like you did when you went to visit Nana from California to Arizona or something, that's not how it works when you move to another country. That's not how it works. Keep a checklist, track your progress. Number 8 is keep a track list, track your progress, and ensure that nothing is forgotten. Number 9.
Plan for moving items in your new location.
Right? And that means, like, okay, so for instance, we live in an apartment with no elevator and we're on the what American would call the 4th floor. We had 7 65-pound bags to get up 4 flights of stairs. So when we say plan for moving the items, we mean in the new place. Can you hire people to just come over for 15 minutes, right? And help you move 7 bags up 4 flights of stairs, because Rick ended up doing it by himself because I wasn't there. And
It
I
wasn't
may
fun.
I may have accidentally planned that on purpose.
I won't tell you.
Accidentally. Accidentally on purpose. All right, so that's what we've got for y'all. Look, times they are changing. Every single day you should be making preparations to make sure that you stay out of harm's way. All right. And one of the ways that we can do this is not to rush through getting rid of stuff that could be making us some money. Like if you plan in advance, if you start now, some of these things you can sell and make money, right? All right. So if you are coming to our meetup, we are so happy. I will be putting out an email in the next week or so. We'll have a WhatsApp group, etc. Our meetup is in June, right, sweetheart? June
Yes.
16th and 17th.
16th
It's
and
a 2-day.
17th.
It's just a meetup. This is not like a tour or anything like that. So you're on your own as far as hotel and getting there and everything else. But we will have some fun activities planned. We've got an all day plan down to a medieval town. We're going to do some wine tasting, food tastings, et cetera, et cetera. We'll have a reception. where everybody can meet other people who are trying to move abroad. And some of these folks will be trying to move to Portugal. We'll have some locals there, some of the Black expats and stuff like that that you can meet and see what the community in Portugal is about. We'll show you all of the fun things that are going on. All of that information is in the description below. If you have more questions, if you need us to help you make a plan to move abroad, we have one-on-one coaching. That information is in the description below. As well as our finance course, Beyond the Bling, financial freedom for late bloomers like ourselves. This will give you a clear path, even if you have nothing saved, a clear path to get from living paycheck to on your way to financial independence. Okay. It is a clear path. This is what Rick and I did, and this will get you there too. And with that, anything more to
So
add, sweetheart?
I just want to say, get home, get back to me safe,
I will,
sweetheart.
sweetheart.
And you guys be safe out there. For
Yeah.
real. Be safe. Because like she said, times are changing. And you know,
Yeah.
we're praying for you here in Portugal. We truly are. For
Yeah.
real. You got a lot of concerned, worried people here in Portugal about what's going on in the United States with family and everything else. So
Yeah.
take care of yourselves.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and people are realizing it, and they're getting concerned. So, keep calling your legislators and tell them you ain't going for that stuff. But I don't think that Black people necessarily need to do anything more than that. We knew the assignment on November 5th, and we did what we were supposed to do. But we should at least go ahead and call our legislators and say no, no, because this is going to be grandma's Medicaid, right? This is going to be auntie's disability check that's going to get held up. And that's what we can't have. So we love y'all. We will come back to you on Sunday with more information on how to live the life of your dreams. We want all of you to have your own Black utopia. Love y'all. See you later.
Bye bye.